and welcome to the April edition of What's New in the Library. I hope everybody had a great spring break and is geared up to do some reading over the last 7-ish weeks of school. We are going to have map testing. We're going to have all kinds of stuff going on, so you all know you're going to need a good book. And I've got 3 ones to talk to you about today. These just came in today. Like, these are brand new books. I actually haven't read one of them, but I think it looks amazing. The other 2 I've read already. I checked them out at the public library a while back before I bought them. So I'm going to tell you about 3 brand new books. We just got in probably one of our last shipments of the year. So really great stuff to look at. The first one is called Batman by Marie Lu. Now, Marie Lu is a really popular science fiction author. She wrote the Legend series and kind of science fiction fantasy stuff. She is one of the authors of this new series, and she wrote the Batman book. So in this book, Bruce Wayne is turning 18. If you're not familiar with Bruce Wayne, he is the guy who plays Batman, who is Batman. So he turns 18, and he makes kind of a bad choice on the way back from his 18th birthday party and ends up in jail. And there's this girl in jail that will only talk to him, and he can't figure out if he should trust her or not because all of the elites, all of the wealthy people in Gotham City are getting picked off one by one, getting killed and attacked, and he's next on the list because Bruce Wayne is rich. So if you're familiar with Batman and the Marvel Comics, I think you would really like this new book by Marie Lu, Batman. So the next book we're going to look at is called One True Way, and it's by Shannon Hitchcock. This book takes place in the 1970s in the South, and it's 2 girls who are in middle school. They're friends. They're best friends. And they're falling for each other. And it is not okay to be gay in the South in middle school in the 1970s. And so this is the story of 2 girls just trying to figure out who they are and find their way. Really cool story. I really liked it. I thought it was just powerful. It's a cool love story. So check out One True Way by Shannon Hitchcock. Now this next one is the one I haven't read. Spoiler. But I'm going to read it. I know most of you have heard of Anne Frank, The Diary of Anne Frank, super famous New York Times best-selling diary of a girl who hid during the Holocaust. She ended up dying in Auschwitz. And this is her story, the story of her life told in graphic novel. It's got really great illustrations, nice coloring. It's just the story of Anne Frank's life told through graphic novels. So if that's the format that you choose to read, that's your thing, I highly recommend this one, but you're going to have to wait till I'm done with it, which will probably be tonight. So by the time you see this video, I'll probably already be done with it. So those are the 3 books I wanted to tell you about this month, but I'm not kidding you, y'all, just got in like 70 books. So if you have not come by the library and checked a new one out to get all geared up for sitting after you're done map testing or whatever, you need to, because we got a bunch of great stuff in to help us finish out the year. Now let's hear what some kids have been reading this month.
Hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm in the 8th grade, and I'm reading a book called Making Bombs for Hitler. This book is about a girl named Lyda. She lived with her family until the Nazis got her, and they took her to a concentration camp, and it was a concentration camp for all kids. So she made friends with those kids and connections, and they made them do jobs. But the job she had to do laundry. So she snuck the kids' shirts and clothes until she got caught, and so they made her go to a factory where they do bombs with other friends, and she and her friends decided to manipulate the bombs to see if they could, because they were making bombs for their enemy, so they wanted to see if they could manipulate the bombs so they wouldn't work. That's the book, and I strongly recommend it. Yeah.
Tons of great realistic fiction in this month. Up there on the top row in yellow, you see A Land of Permanent Goodbyes. This one is about Syrian refugees fleeing Syria. In the middle row, my favorite one is One True Way. I just talked about that one at the beginning of the show. On the bottom row, I like Ashes to Asheville. And the second one there on the bottom row says I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. That one is about a girl trying to figure out who she is. Here's a few more. If you look up on the top right, we have a new one by Mary Downing-Hahn called Hear the Wind Blow. This one is in realistic fiction. I know you look for Mary Downing-Hahn usually in the mystery section, but this one is in realistic fiction. So these are some more new ones in purple. In action adventure this month, we got in Mapping the Bones, a Holocaust story about twins. Miles Morales, the story of Spider-Man, and a new I Survived book. This one's about the Hindenburg disaster during World War II. In mystery this month, we have One of Us is Lying, The Dare, The Escape, and People Like Us. In comedy, we've got Super Gifted, the sequel to Ungifted, as well as a new middle school book, a new zombie goldfish, and the new comedy book by Obert Sky, Geeked Out. Zooming in on nonfiction, we have a new book about the Bush sisters, Sisters First, a great story called The 57 Bus, you might have seen that one on Snapchat, and Chasing King's Killer about the assassination of Martin Luther King, as well as a Tomba Ali biography, and 3 nonfiction books about girls who code, including some great ladies who coded during World War II. We also got in these great new biographies on basketball players. We have Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry. Bunch of new books in fantasy this month. For some reason, we're on a crown theme here. We've got a bunch of books in this month's new fantasy order with books about kings and queens. We also got the new Pennyroyal Academy book and a great new one called Snow and Rose. In romance this month, we got in some new Casey West books and some other good romance. I really like this one on the bottom right. In paranormal, we got in the Ever After High series. So if you like those, stop by. We got all 3. In science fiction, we have Book 2 to Nemesis, it's called Genesis, Book 2 to Reboot, it's called Rebel, and Book 2 to Scythe, it's called Thunderhead, and a new series called Zenith. And the sequel to Ruin, this one's called Last Chance. The other 3 you see on there are all new science fiction series we got in this month. Now we have Satellite, The Marrow Thieves, and The Last Girl on Earth. In graphic novels, we have the new Anne Frank book you saw me talk about at the beginning of the show, the new High-Low, the sequel to Awkward, this one is Brave, a new book about escaping Syria, and the newest Olympians book, Hermes. That's it for the April edition of What's New in the Library. We only have one more edition left this year before the end of the school year, guys. It is winding down, and it breaks my heart. I hate when the school year ends and I have to be away from all you guys for a few months. But I hope everybody has a great April. See you soon.